Wes Streeting, the now former Health Secretary, has finally resigned from the government. It's quite clear that his intentions are to run for the leadership against Keir Starmer, and it is certainly going to herald the end of the Starmer premiership. It was on its last legs quite clearly from Monday, reaction to last week's catastrophic local and devolved election results for Labour, with MP after MP, almost 100 of them, calling for the Prime Minister to stand down or, have a timetable for standing down. We're expecting Cabinet Ministers to go in later to tell him that he has to go. Already we know that Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood and Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper have been among those to say he needs to go. So the question is, what happens next? Mr. Streeting's letter of resignation suggested that he was in favour of a longer contest, which would be a surprise to some, because that would be an advantage to his opponents, his rivals. In particular, it might give a chance for Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham to come back. We were discussing with supporters of Mr. Burnham where he may stand. There was another suggestion of a seat of Stockport, but the MP there has denied that he has any plans. Categorically untrue, he said, that he would be standing down for Mr. Burnham. So the route back for Mr. Burnham is still not clear. Angela Rayner announced that her tax affairs were cleared, that she now has nothing hanging over her. She has immediately been installed as a bookmaker's favourite to be the next Labour leader and Prime Minister if there is a contest. And it seems likely that if and when Mr. Streeting does formally run, then Miss Rayner will also go into bat for it. The Prime Minister has said to allies that he will contest any attempt by Mr. Streeting to challenge him. But the interesting thing about that letter, suggesting a longer timetable, might give credence to those who've been arguing that he does not actually have the 81 MPs needed to support him in a leadership challenge. That may or may not be true. We may find out in the next 24 hours that he has formally launched the bid. As ever, the events have left more questions than actual answers. We're heading for a period of even greater chaos. The sort of thing that Labour promised us was over when they took power in July 2024, when they said that the grown-ups, I quote, the grown-ups are back in the room. Well, it seems a long way away from that. In fact, they seem to be mimicking what the Tories did in the last few years of their government, which led to catastrophic general election results and absolute disaster as they went through one Prime Minister after another. There's a joke going around at the moment about how Giorgia Meloni will soon be on her fifth British Prime Minister, the Italian Prime Minister. If Italy wants a byword for democratic instability and regular turnover of Prime Ministers, the Italian, so-called Italian disease seems to have come to Britain whilst that country is looking remarkably stable. It may well be that Defence Minister Al Khan's now been very much touted as a potential leadership candidate, possibly Energy Secretary Ed Miliband as well. All sorts of possibilities, and it is going to be very much a case of watch this space.